Postmaster DeJoy, we hear, everybody has ideas on how to make the Postal Service better. My concern, as you know, is the hemorrhaging of cash. As I said in my opening statement, I appreciate the fact that you were willing to take this job on. I appreciate the fact that you have a plan and you're trying to implement that plan. That's what we want. That's what we want with DOGE. That's what the American people want. They want people trying to make government more efficient. I think you're trying to do that. When we talk about efficiency, especially members on this side of the aisle, we think of privatization, and you'll have people say, oh, we should privatize the post office. The problem with that is nobody wants to deliver the mail to every house in America 6 days a week and to operate all those retail postal facilities. There's no private company in the world that wants that. So a lot of my friends in my party need to realize that. There's no private company that wants to do that. But there are private companies that are interested in mail sorting. There are private companies that are interested, which is where I think a lot of the problems are from people on both sides of the aisle. There's issues with mail getting lost and mail, sorting the mail. Are you open to any type of privatization, any type of pilot projects or anything like that with different facets of the Postal Service? I know we privatized the logistics of the mail, but are there other areas of privatization that you would be open to, partnerships and things like that?
So first of all, with Congress and administration asked me to have a discussion about initiatives, as I did in the first administration when I came in, and the next administration that came in, and this administration, and all the Congresses, I will work with you to understand what it is that you want us to consider, and I will work very hard to either identify that we could do it, or to say that it's just not going to work for us. Let me say, when I came in, we had 500 different places with contractors, our people, and so forth, doing random things, okay, in terms of how to process that. I have to get that down to 225 fully functional operations with high precision. I think I can do that. Okay, but we have a lot of rules and a lot of critique and resistance. I just want to move 5% of the local canceled mail, 5% of the mail from 60 locations into a major sorting centers close by, so we can handle that. I had like 20 senators stop me.
Right, I understand.
I had
I know, they all called me. They all called me.
Calling me about what mail machine I was moving out of a plant.
Right, and I know that. Believe me, I know that. I can't go to the bathroom without a senator or representative stopping me and giving me a postal horror story. But at the end of where we are now, do you think your reorganization plan's working? Do you think that we're going to improve performance and cut our losses? I mean, the goal of the Postal Service is to break even, and we're not doing that.
We no longer have a monopoly. We have an obligation. We have $39 billion.
I know as much about it.
It costs us $75 billion to deliver it. I have to reduce the $75 billion to 70 or something. I have to grow our package business. I got to move everything together. That is the deal. I think that we can be vibrant. We can serve the American people. We can cover a lot of our cost, okay? And then we could look at things in the Congress that I have $10 billion of unfunded mandates, things that you require us to do that cost us money.
Well, in our postal reform bill that we passed in a bipartisan manner out of this committee, which became law, we provided funding, and we changed a lot of the liability obligations that you had, and we've tried to help the Postal Service. It's been disappointing
Yeah,
the
but you also
losses.
mandated that we deliver to 167
I
million addresses
understand.
6 days a week. Do you know what kind of cost that is? Mandating,
I do,
legislating
But again, if there's a way that we can make this thing break even, if there's something legislatively that we can do, I'm more than willing to try to help with that. But, you know, the days of bailouts and handouts are over. I mean, the American people spoke loud and clear. And, you know, as I said, I jumped in on Mr. Palmer's questions. I worry about that EV money sitting around, that it may be clawed back. I think there are lots of areas where there's going to be significant reform over the next 4 years, and there are, I'm just, you know, I'm on your side. I'm
you
the
should
advocate.
reform
My
the
my
regulation.
grandmother spent her career as a mail carrier in Ribble and Spring, Tennessee. I am on the side of the post office, but I'm telling you, there are lots of ideas that I don't know whether they'd be advantageous or not to the Postal Service, but there are a lot of ideas out there about significant changes, and I hope that you're given an opportunity to implement these reforms. The problem is with the losses, and you know, I gave Mr. Raskin 2.5 minutes extra, and I'm going to ask one more question to the Inspector General. Ms. Full, in light of the losses this year and projected losses next year, does the Office of Inspector General have any ideas or solutions as to how we can limit the losses or even get to the objective of trying to break even?
We've done some work, particularly in our research area, where we've identified some of the costly obligations that I spoke of earlier relate to the Postal Service, particularly around the retirement funds in that area. We're also doing some research work that should come out, I think, in the spring or early summer, on other posts around the world. The problems the Postal Service has experienced are not specific to the United States. Posts around the world have struggled.
Well,
with
are
challenges in
postal
this
rates
area.
too cheap? Is that anything that you thought about? I mean,
Actually,
are they too expensive, and that's limiting the I mean, these are questions you all
right.
need to look into if you haven't.
Yeah, we did.
And if an obligation for retirement, obviously that's a huge expense, a huge liability. Should we be hiring more people at the Postal Service? I mean, and you know, are there private sector solutions? These are things the IG's office needs to look at.
Definitely.
And again, I'll say this committee has jurisdiction over the Inspector General. I have found there are good Inspector Generals, there are average IGs, and there are poor IGs. And we're trying to work with the new administration on identifying which is which. And you know, so we need the IGs to work with us, because finally this town is fixing to get serious about being more efficient. So we'll be in communication with that.
Definitely.
My time's expired.
Look forward to meeting with your staff on that.
Okay.